Trump was the first Republican to win Wisconsin since Ronald Reagan by appealing to lifelong Democrats. And while Hillary Clinton never visited that state that was supposed to be part of her so-called blue wall, we went back to the Badger State to find out how some of them are feeling about their vote now. It's milking and feeding time at the LaPlante family farm in Sturgeon Bay. And if you want to hear what they think about Donald Trump, be ready to help with the chores first.
They'll come to you. They know what time it is.
So why doesn't he ever say anything bad about Putin?
Maybe we need them in the long run to fight radical Islam. Better to have a few allies in that department than being all alone. We've done this alone for how long?
On this farm, the president gets plenty of pasture, even for the controversial travel ban.
Maybe he didn't handle it the right way. But is there ever going to be a right way to handle that? If it keeps us safe, maybe that's what we got to do.
Do you think that's in line with our values as a country?
There's a small group of radicals that make everyone look bad. There's no good way of handling this.
But these aren't the opinions of a staunch Republican. Brian LaPlante was a Democrat his entire life. Did you vote for Obama?
Do I have to admit that?
I think you just did.
I did. I voted for him 2 times. I thought, well, I was a Democrat. Well, now really I don't know what I really am.
He's still a farmer, up every morning at 4 a.m. to milk his herd of 85 cows, a job that doesn't end until the sun goes down.
You can't just quit this.
But Brian says leaving the Democratic Party was an easy choice.
Well, we always thought Democrat was for the working people. I don't think that's the case anymore. They forgot about us.
Hillary Clinton didn't even come here this year.
Thinking it was a lock. The center of the country is where we work with our hands. We actually got our president this time around.
I mean, being a woman and supporting Trump, people are like, oh my gosh, how can you? That's terrible.
Brian's 22-year-old daughter, Holly, also helped break the Democrats' hold on this family. I think a lot of people in the media like me that got it wrong because we thought that women would be offended by some of the things he said. Did any of the things he...
No. He's just a guy. I don't know how well you guys know Wisconsinites, but we're pretty brass people. You know, we drink beer, like the cold. I mean, we are just who we are. To me, he fits really well with us.
He's a businessman, and the country should be ran like a business, and it hasn't been for a long time.
But some of Wisconsin's larger dairies worry that this week's sweeping changes to immigration policy could hurt business. John Pagel also supports Donald Trump, but says his dairy can't survive without Hispanic immigrants.
Whenever everybody else is off for Christmas, somebody is still here working. The cows need to be milked every day, same time. They're filling the void of the jobs that a lot of other people don't want to do anyway. They love their work, they love to work, they make a good living, and they send money back home for their families that need it. It's a big deal.
Pagel says many of his employees are scared that they'll be deported, but he still supports the president.
Let's fix the system so that they can fill the jobs that we need.
Back at the LaPlante's farm, Holly just finished 2 years of school and is hoping that one day she'll take over the farm from her dad.
I'm a farmer girl, I don't want to move away.
She's also firm in her support for President Trump. What about the tweeting? Do you like that he tweets, or do you think he gets himself in trouble?
It's just his way. I don't know. He doesn't have to change who he was from previous just because he is now the president. Should he try to do things a little differently? Yes, but he doesn't have to completely change who he is. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of us voting for him in the first place.
He's ruffling a lot of feathers, which is kind of what we were looking for. I don't know, people just need to give him a chance. We did that with Obama. We gave him a chance, and so now let's give this guy a chance.
What advice do you have for him?
Think he'll call me?
You might, you never know. I mean,
actually, that would be the greatest thing that could ever happen to agriculture if we could get him on a small dairy, have him come out, walk around with his boots on like you.
Exit polls showed that 63% of Wisconsin voters had a negative opinion of Donald Trump on Election Day. But 21% of those who viewed him unfavorably voted for him anyway.
That's fascinating. Were those people hoping that Trump would come through for them, or were they voting against Hillary Clinton?
Those people felt like someone was speaking to them for the first time. The thing that he said that just struck me, struck a nerve for me, was when he said that people that work with their hands had been ignored for so long, and he came out and was finally talking to them.
And it was the perception that it was Democrats that were going to hold them down on jobs, and now they had that switch, and they feel like Mr. Trump was the answer.
Yeah, and I guess the heartening piece for his critics is that nothing is lost on him. None of his missteps are lost on these voters.
Nicolle, fascinating stuff. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Nicolle.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.